Hello and welcome to your Basic Essential Oils class. All of the information that we're going to be covering today is on this worksheet right here. However, if you don't have it in front of you, no worries. We'll put the pictures up here for you. Now, we'll be covering a lot of information, so if you don't have this paper in front of you, you may want to go grab a paper and a pen to write down any follow-up questions that you might have that we'll be able to answer for you later. So if we go ahead and take a look at our first picture, it looks like maybe something out of an alien film, right? This is actually a peppermint leaf magnified thousands of times. And that little sac that you see, the white sac, is actually an essential oil. What is an essential oil? It's actually a very common occurrence. I can almost guarantee you've come in contact with at least one today with your shampoo, soap, toothpaste, cleaning products, any type of perfume that you've put on. Chances are there are an essential oil in each of those. However, it varies greatly, which is why I'm thrilled that you're watching this video right now. The essential oil is actually a plant extract. It is something that can be taken from the leaf, blossom, root, stem, or other part of the plant. It's extracted in various different ways, and there are active components in the essential oil that are very healthful and beneficial to our body without creating the side effects that we see in medicine. Now, without going too deep into the science of it, the way they work in our bodies is a lot like the same way pharmaceuticals do. They have certain chemicals in them which our bodies can interact with and use in certain ways. There's some very important differences between essential oils and pharmaceuticals, though. Let me give you a few. One is that pharmaceuticals are pre-programmed for what they will do. So they have one purpose when they enter the body. Also, if you look at the bottle of a prescription or even an over-the-counter drug, it has one, maybe up to 3 active ingredients in it. This means it's pretty narrow in what it's able to do for you. Essential oils are mostly made of carbon, which means our bodies easily recognize what they are and are able to put it to work. And essential oils have hundreds up to thousands of different active ingredients in them. So our bodies are able to use one oil for a wide variety of things. So you may hear someone say, oh, lavender's great for that. Oh, use lavender. Oh, lavender for this, fantastic for that too. And all of it's true because there's so many active ingredients and it's body friendly. Our body can pick and choose what it wants to activate, dump the rest, and no side effect, but a broad spectrum of really great results. However, not all essential oils are created equally. In fact, I'll put a plug in here right now. All of the benefits that I'm going to talk about in this video strictly limited to doTERRA oils, and this next picture, I'll show you why. Essential oils in the United States are not regulated, so they can put whatever they want on the labels, and there's several different rungs of essential oils, and it's important to know which one you're putting into your body to try and get a therapeutic benefit from. So let's go to our chart here. The outer ring that you see, the light brown color, is the largest level of where essential oils are. We call it the synthetic area. This is where you'll see essential oils in your cleaning products, in your perfumes, places where it's not ingested, not necessarily even applied to the body, so it's okay for it to be chemicular and toxic. It just has to smell a certain way, like Pine Sol, or lemon-scented, pomegranate-scented hand wash. It smells nice, perfumes, they smell wonderful, but it's chemicular and it's probably putting some toxicity into your system. The next rung up that we have does have a requirement that it meets, and it's grass, generally regarded as safe. This green here is our food ring. Now what that means is it has to reach a certain level of criteria in order to be considered safely consumable by the body. Now, Cheese Whiz is considered safely consumable by the body. So this doesn't necessarily mean that it's therapeutic, just that it's not going to kill you. This ring of essential oils is also largely synthetic, chemicular, and not going to give you therapeutic benefits, but toxify your system. The next little circle is where it starts to get confusing for most people. This yellowish, orangish circle represents the therapeutic grade essential oils that are out there. Now this means, the little blue, brown, clear bottles that you start to see in health food stores, sometimes even in the dollar store. The price ranges vary greatly, and some of them have very different labels. Now, this is where you'll start to see people say 100% pure, natural, all whatever. And all that is a marketing tactic. They can put whatever they want on their label because there is no overseen standard that the United States has to make sure that all essential oils are compared to the same guidelines and where they fall on them. So you can't really trust just those phrases alone. And especially if you see like a lavender, a frankincense, some oil that's very, very gentle and soothing to the skin. If it says on the label, dilute before use, or, do not take internally, those are good signs that the essential oil has been adulterated in some form. Now, what I mean by adulterated is there are some ways that the people who make essential oils can cut back on costs. One of them would be making it chemically in a lab, reproducing what they find naturally, but it doesn't turn out the same. Instead of having a therapeutic benefit, it may smell the same, feel the same, all of that. It actually has a toxifying effect in the body. And if you use it for something on a therapeutic level, may actually agitate what you're trying to fix. Also, they can cut the essential oil, either with a carrier oil, which dilutes it, or with another oil that is very similar. For instance, lavandin is often cut in lavender. Lavandin smells a lot the same, but the constituents in it are very, very different. Lavender helps with burns. Lavandin is caustic and will actually irritate the burn rather than help heal it. Since there's no ingredient list, it's very important to take a look and see exactly what it is you're putting on your skin. Also, if the essential oil isn't harvested properly, if it's not extracted from the plant properly, all of these things, even if the plant isn't grown correctly or in soil that isn't the most productive area for it to grow, all of these things can affect how effective the essential oil is and the effects it's going to have inside your body. So doTERRA's solution to all of this is the tiny little dot in the middle, and that's the Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade symbol. Now, only doTERRA has this. They are actually trying to make it a standard that the United States follows for all essential oils. Hasn't happened yet, but what this means for you is that doTERRA takes every single batch of oil that they receive and put it through 2 different tests. Now, these 2 tests are able to show whether this oil has been adulterated and if its efficacy is as high as it should be. And doTERRA will only accept batches of oil that have not been adulterated and have the highest level of constituents which they require in their oils in order to have the best effect for us whenever we use them. If you're interested, the tests are called a gas chromatograph and a mass spectrometry. They're very costly, which is why most companies don't bother to go through it. doTERRA has them tested third party, so there's no opportunity for anyone to say, well, are they, skimming off the records here and changing the results. They don't even have the ability to do that if they wanted to. But CPTG is strictly so that we know whenever we're going to reach for a bottle and recommend it to someone or use it on ourselves, we know that we're going to get a consistent result every single time. Now, the third little picture that we have here, this is an interesting little tidbit on why essential oils are so effective broad spectrum. Our own bodies have an incredible immune system. They have an amazing ability to heal and to protect itself. It has its own limitations too, though. For instance, we are able to attack bacteria because bacteria is an organism that lives in and of itself throughout the body, and our white blood cells are able to track it down and annihilate it. However, viruses are a little more tricky. There aren't even antibiotics that can touch those because they actually grow inside of our own cells. It's kind of a freaky science fiction type thing if you think about it. but they'll enter into our own cell wall, be protected from anything outside of that, grow, and then they burst where there's, it's copied itself, and then there's lots of them going around, and they each find a cell, and that's how we get sick so fast with viruses, and why the doctor can't do anything for us. However, essential oils have the ability to cross that cell membrane barrier. Therefore, they can attack the virus, keep it from reproducing, and kill it while it's inside the cell membrane and track it down faster than even our own immune systems can. And that's what this picture is depicting for you. Pretty cool.